but far so easily.
Why? Yeah, pop that, rev that, yes. Bring it back. Wait. Today's job. Take this strengthening plate off, but I've started revealing the spot welds. Now I'm going to drill them out, take this off and repair the holes underneath. Fill all these holes, all these here, and even get this side finally finished. First session, drilling the spot welds out, drill the passenger side out. Right, it's time. You ready? Is it still on?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah now. Underneath's not too bad. So the passenger side looks okay. See, this is what I mean. Right underneath. Look at all that from working on it. Oh my days. And as you can tell, it's firework night. I can finally get to this. Fill all these holes in. Gonna make sure the floor is completely holeless. Holeless like me, you know what I'm saying? No hose in this bitch. There seems to be way more dust of the rust. Dust. That's some sealant, seam sealer. Seems to be way more. There's not much more rust, but it just seems to have more rust dust. Oh, that shit, man. Just pure welding holes up now. Simple. And this, repair some of this. It's oil. I don't know how the hell oil's there. It's good there, man. Slapped it with a wire wheel. That's what I'm left with. The chassis rail does not look good under there. Same with this. I'm gonna start with this. Finish this side off once and for all. Got my piece cut out. I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna wire wheel it, rust through primer, and drill out the spot weld holes. Boy, zinc primer, spot weld holes drilled. Zinc primer the sill. That should be ready to go on. Got it clamped in. Looking all good. I'm happy with the fit. Now it's time to weld up, man. Got the spot welds welded. Looks the exact same now the spot welds are done. Easy life, easy. Now I've just got to weld all this. Got that in. On this camera these welds look like shit, but they ain't. Completely penetrated. It's fully penetrated here, I've not touched it from underneath. It's the odd line. Slapped it with some primer. Shine a light underneath it. As you can see, no holes, obviously, a full penetration. So now I can do all these other holes. So upon further inspection, the only rust holes in the center of the floor are caused by the chassis rail itself. In between, whether the factory didn't prepare the inside or whatever properly. But there, chassis rail, there, chassis rail. Same with all these bits here, it's all the chassis rail. So I've got to cut the chassis rail off. Like I said, I thought it would be a bit later on, but now I've got to do it now. So I'm going to find the spot welds one's there. So the lovely chassis rail that I fixed, I repaired it to there. So the plan is to drill the spot welds out and then cut from a certain point of view. Got the spot welds, going to cut the chassis rail from that point underneath. Can't see any there, that's the maddest thing. So I'm going to get underneath, try and pry it off.
So there's two spot welds here. I cannot see them from the top.
I'm ready for war, yeah. I said, yo, meet me on Avalok experience. around there, you know, I never accepted for the situation. Never turned up, never came. And then so from that, like that was like we had like at that time we had so many wars going on, like walls of mine, man.
That's exactly why I wanted to get under there. Look at all that.
Now these other guys.
And the worst thing is it goes all the way back down there, but I'm not taking the chassis rail off closer to the engine bay. Fuck that, I'll have to just sit.
And then, so they've come
I've
into
got an
our
idea what I
area.
could do.
My boy-
Look at all that.
This is what we're going
Knew I
on.
needed to get under there.
So now this has gone on.
Look at that. See, that's got a rotten bit right there. So I'm gonna clean it all up and get repairing some holes, boy. Slapped it with the wire wheel. I'm gonna start with this hole right here. Do some cutting. The first one. Got my piece cut out. Got that on there with a magnet. Looking good. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna tack that in now. That's one hole done up. We've only got this one hole here. Then I can get the chassis rail back on. Slapped it with a grinding disc. Not an actual grinding bit though. For now, made it a bit flatter. Shine a light underneath it. As you can see. Oh, there's a lovely one there. Alright, let's sort that. Apart from that, no holes. Then we've got this hole and only this hole left. Cut this piece of rod out. Got that tacked in. Got this side welded up. That's both of them welded up. Fucking light. Gonna grind them back flat. And I can start working on the chassis rail itself. Both grinded flat. Shine the light underneath. No holes. You see them over here. No holes. So now it's time to clean this up. It's gonna come out okay. The only really thing I need to repair is this bit here. Grind it, rust treat it, zinc primer, then that can go straight back on. Looking good, all cleaned. Only need to repair this bit right here. Got my little piece tacked in. Welded it all up. As you can see where that bit comes out, that was the hole. Now all the drill bits where I went a bit too deep with the spot weld drill bit, been welding them up. All done, all the holes repaired. Had to repair this end bit as well. Gonna start on the passenger side. There's 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna do that as one. Got the spot weld revealed. Because I'm going to use a special Raptor in here where you have to activate it and you only have about 12 hours or so to use the whole bottle. I might as well start drilling this side off. So when I put them both back on, I can Raptor both of them with this good activated Raptor stuff and put them both on at the same time. So, time to drill them off. Got them all drilled. It's not coming off from this bit, so I'm just going to cut it.
Damn, bruh.
The state of that. Cobweb's probably fucking older than me. Same with the spider here. This pretty much came off the road when I was born, yo. That's what I'm left with. Four holes.
So I'll give it a light run with the wire wheel. I can already tell that the surface rust is a bit deeper. See, I'm not sure whether to cut that out and put that back in. I reckon I could rust treat it and that, but I'm thinking, shall I just get that out? It's solid, but you know what I mean? While I'm here, I reckon I might as well take it out. Shit. Because it looks the same as all that. But it's not gone through yet. Yeah, I reckon I'm gonna take that out, to be fair.
I've decided I'm going through all this work, I might as well fucking cut it out and fuck it off for good. Got my piece cut out. There's what I'm replacing. Even though it's solid, I don't want to be putting the car back together knowing that's like that. Doing all this effort, I might as well get that gone.
All up in my business.
Got that clamped in, looking all good. Gonna weld that in. Welded a decent portion of that in. Gonna finish it off, grind it back, then I'll show you what it looks like. All grinded back.
All grafted in. Now I can start on this hole right here.
Cut out. Got my piece clamped in. And tuck that in now, boy. Grinded that back. Gotta do the light test. Nothing. No lights coming through. Completely solid.
So it's looking underneath. I've been advised not to grind it so flat. Obviously I'm a perfectionist, I'd want it to be smooth, but obviously it would take some strength out. So there's my 2 holes, and then there's all my floor I've done.
Sweet, we're gonna start with this one right here. Right then. Got my piece, got that welded in. Do the light test. So now that last hole of rust. Got that cut. Got my piece cut out. Got that clamped in, let's get some pigeon shits on there, man. Got that welded in. Gonna grind that back. And that makes officially no more rust holes inside the car. Shit, never thought I'd ever hear that. Grinded it flat. But then realised underneath it's all bubbling and that with rust. It's actually too thin. It's just I grinded it back with the rough grinder. It's just busting holes in. So I'm gonna have to go a bit higher and replace another little square here. The jaw. Right. So let's see. If you can see, I hit it with the rough grinder. And it's just too bubbly, too thin, so I'm gonna replace that. Got that content, a few beads in, get it finished and grind it back. Done that, but once again, it's fucking too thin up the top right there. For fuck's sake, I'm gonna have to do another little square here. Fucking bullshit, man.
Time to clean this up. This is the before, let's see the after.
All cleaned up. This side's not as bad as the other side. Bit of bleb in there. And there, but overall, other than where I've drilled it too far in, that does not need repairing. So here's some high performance primer that I'm going to put inside these chassis rails to make them as protected as possible, because you have to activate it and you only have 12 to 24 hours to use the rest of it. I've took them both off, gonna get them ready, gonna rust treat them, and then boom, we're gonna spray them with that. So now I'm gonna rust treat under the car and these chassis rails here. Since realizing around here is super thin, super bubbly underneath, I've grinded back underneath more.
I've wire wheeled the whole line. Like there, I cannot get that out. I'll hit that with a fresher wire wheel, but that bit of surface does not want to come out. But it's solid. Same way I had to cut this out because it was too bubbling and it was too thin. It's the same situation here. As you can see, it's bubbling under the chassis rail. I will not be taking it off yet, but I certainly need to get in there, look. Same with that side. Gonna rust treat them both, get the chassis rail ready to get on.
And this bit here, I'm gonna go underneath and just try and be careful and cut another square out. We'll fucking see what we can do. Cut a bit higher on here. Hopefully that is the end of the rust. Like, got that in. Literally no more rust holes now. This is a moment. All that's left, chassis rails on. Once the inside's all treated, ready, and then this strengthening beam back. That's better. I hit it with a light grind. As you've seen before, no matter how many wire wheels I hit it with, you could still see little bits of bubbles and bits of orange rust within the bubbles. So all I thought about doing was, with a grinding disc, just give it a tiny light braze over, and that's 100% better now. I'm happy with that. Got them both rust treated. It only really goes dark when it's reacting with rust and shit. It don't always go that dark.
Rust treated underneath. Let that dry out.
Done the same, rust treated this side. Let that dry, zinc primer it. And also use that Raptor. Then I can chuck them chassis rails on. Zinc primered. I'm happy with that. I've got the bits that need welding, the side bits. Mainly I've only sprayed these side bits that are welded with rust free primer. I'm going to spray the middle bits with the high performance epoxy or whatever the hell. So I've masked off the bit that's zinc primer that's going to be welded. So all the inside now, it's time for the high performance epoxy. So here's what you do, right? Push the lid. You take this and you have to bang it in the back here to activate the two. Boom, that's in. Now it's activated the two solutions. So now from this point on, I've got 12 to 24 hours. I don't know which one it is, but you've only got a certain amount of time now you've activated them to use it. There's even a setting on the back, that little knob there, whether you want it high or low. So I'm just going to stay with the middle right now.
Same thing, masked off where I want to be, keeping my weld free primer. So that's one layer. I want to be secretly getting inside there. So now same thing here. That's the second side done.
I'm going to try and do the inside of these here. I'm going to try and do the inside. So the same thing with this side. The strengthening beam is the last thing to tidy up and get ready to get on. So because you've only got a certain amount of time with the epoxy, you want to make sure you figure out exactly what you want doing and get everything you possibly need epoxying ready so you can spray it all in one. I'm just going to clean the inside a little bit, give it a little scratching so the spray has something to stick to, and I'm going to leave these edges for another day because they need zinc primering. So it's time for the spray. Got it, that's the end. Aha, got it. I only got that side done. I only did a bit of this side and it ran out on me. I've got another can, but I might have to just normal primer the other side.
I'm not gonna force you to regret it, so because it's your belly, your decision. That's how I looked at it, right? She had to avoid.
Took the masking tape off this. It's peeled a bit of the zinc primer off, so I need to read it out anyway, but I just realised this bit here is all epoxied. So what I'm going to do, cover this middle bit, trim the paint off here so there's a bit of rust free primer on the layer. Cool, I'm happy with that. So that's my plan. Little bit off, refresh it with zinc primer, then that can go on. Sprayed up fresh. So I've got my chassis rail ready. I've got to put it up to get it up to there. I'm going to self-tapper it in. That's the chassis rail all Chassis rail self-tapping in. Use self-tapping in screws. It pulled the metal together. But that's my chassis rail on. Self-tappers I went crazy with. I thought I might as well. So I've done all the spot welds all the way up. And seam weld the hole underneath. Just so you can see how well it's lined up originally. That is one of the holes I drilled all the way through with the spot weld drill bit. Passenger side chassis rail on. It's been all spot welded. Grinded it back. Wire wheeled, grinded back. Oh, I'm chuffed with that. Completely seam welded. Grinded it a bit smoother, not too smooth, just so I can see, just so if I can see any holes. Tiny little grind. Spray in there as much as I can, and that's done, boy. So before I put the outrigger on, I need to do these holes here. Easy work. It's been absolutely months. Took me about 3 months to get back on this because of just some personal mental problems, man. The driver's side chassis leg, the last chassis rail left, the self-tapper screwed in. We can weld it now. Holy shit, what a flipping moment. Driver's side chassis rail on, all seam welded, spot welded first obviously. What a moment, man. Seam welded. All the way down, nice and lovely. That is on, that's both sides. Passenger side, driver side. Oh Lord. Now I'm gonna clean where the cross brace goes, all the way down. It's all cleaned up. I've got belts on these down, only on the line. Zinc primed. The cross brace, all I need to do now, grind this back, weld through primer these seams, and that can go on. Grinded where it was going to be welded, just put some zinc primer on there and that's ready, boy. We got the cross beam zinc primered, cross beam, self-tapping screwed in. Now that is ready to weld, boy. Bang! Spot welded. I've just took the screws out. So I've just got to fill the screw holes. Seam weld it all the way down. I don't care if you wouldn't do it this way, cause you ain't doing it. So fuck off. But yeah, boy. Gonna seam weld it, paint it, and then we are done in the cockpit, man. All seam welded, boy, all the way down. Oh, apart from that little line there, but we good, boy. Way, shit is sweet. We are ready to paint the floor.
Now ease up upon the rhythm sound, bust the sound and catch them on fire. My sound, I would like to see your sound catch on fire.
It is painted, protected, that's all that matters, man. This is a moment.
Come a long way from holes on the floor.
Not one single rust hole in the cabin. Finally I can end this video. It's almost like 30 minutes long. Well, yeah, from here it is engine bay time, man.